Genesis and the Stooges headline the 2010 class of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. The ceremony will take place March 15th at New York City's Waldorf Astoria. Other inductees are the Hollies, Jimmy Cliff, and the controversial ABBA. The induction will not only feature the popular lineup of the band, Phil Collins, Tony Banks, and Mike Rutherford, it will also feature former vocalist Peter Gabriel. The group said a few years back they tried to do something with Peter before.
The idea of doing the Lamb Lies Down on Broadway with Peter, with Steve, and we kind of finally got together a couple of years ago in Scotland, where I was on tour, and we kind of thought that we discussed it, 5 of us in the room, and it didn't look like Peter could commit himself at that point because he had an album to finish and then a tour to go with that album, which is still not out. So as Steve and Pete left the room, we kind of looked at each other and said, well, do you fancy doing this?
The guys were asked if they felt like they have something to prove to be included with the great rock bands of the past.
I don't think so. I mean, I think in some respects you're right. I think Genesis sit in a sort of funny place in the history books. It's kind of outside some of the sort of mainstream things. We're not quite Yes, and we're not sort of a pop band. So, but I think in terms of things to prove, I think in a sense in America, especially, I just feel live. We always had a great rapport with the audiences. For years we were kind of a bigger live band than we were a record band. And I kind of think, hopefully, the feeling on this tour is to be able to reconnect with those towns. I mean, we go back a long, long way in all those sort of cities all around the States. And Canada. My manager. Yeah, no, absolutely. Sorry, North America. But I think this whole concept of what we're doing has to be for us something that's really fun to do, and I hope it's going to be like that.
Also not getting in this year are Red Hot Chili Peppers and Kiss, who have been a consistent snub.